spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good. Because a man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
Diddy in the room. I gotta start by asking you just one thing because you said something very important. You mentioned
from what you recall.
From what I recall.
All right.
You mentioned that all this stuff that people, talking to you about with Diddy, you had said something that was kind of, very noteworthy. Distinctive. You said that Diddy got busted for chasing what he wanted.
Yeah,
and not what he needed.
Yeah. When you act like a young and you're old, you tend to get what you deserve. You understand? What's the difference, you heard, man, between Diddy and Jay-Z? Jay-Z know he can't act like a young. Diddy act like a young because he ain't have no attachments. When you get to a certain point in life, it ain't even personal of the attachments you got to concur with. You have to have attachments when you get to a certain age as a man. That's why they don't let you or allow you to be a president without attachments, because it dictates who you are as a DNA code when you have attachments. When you don't have no attachments, when you're nowhere to be found, nowhere to want to be found, that is a mystery. And only people that can become mysteries is young. You can't be an older man with a mystery. You got to have some type of history as a man, no matter how that sounds. That's why that is diabolical if you don't have history as a man. If you can't call yourself a man, Joker, if you have no history, no matter how that sounds. People have to have some type of way to trace you, no matter how that sounds.
Wouldn't children be considered an attachment, or at least something that you have to be responsible and move responsibly for?
That's a liability if you're not really there with the mama. That's not an attachment. That's a liability if you're not there with the mama. When you get to a certain point as a man, you have to have a code about yourself. And we all have codes about ourselves, whether we like it or not.
At what age do you think you reached that point?
When I got shot in 2012 and I re-educated myself, I was young and dumb and having fun, and I was cutting up until I got shot. It was all gravy when I was cutting up and doing what I wanted to do until it happened to me. And when it happened to me, I realized I'm not about that life like I thought I was, right? I lost my oldest and my youngest, and I realized maybe I don't want to die like I thought I did, because I felt that feeling. And I re-educated myself to make sure that if I die, I'm not throwing the brick at the graveyard or at the jailhouse. So that's the age. Fuck the age. It was the year, 2012.